Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Sulphur Springs School Board opened with pledges to the flag led by Bowie primary students and then were impressed by the Bowie Book Buddy third grade reading program presented by Bowie Principal Amanda Fenton and the 4 students present. The board also heard a report on Red Ribbon Week activities planned for the district and updates on elementary and secondary programs. Board President Robin Young was appointed as board representative to the Head Start Policy Council, and Anna Jones was employed as a special education aide at Bowie Barbara Bush Primary. During the meeting, Kristen Monk, Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Education and Learner Services, presented the school board Target Improvement Plan, or TIP, to the board. The TIP is mandated for our primary and elementary level education in Sulphur Springs Independent School District due to the STAR scores falling just short of the required mark, specifically in reading. Monk told the board that the goal for the district is to create quality and consistency in instruction on the elementary level by providing a level field for expectation in advancement for achievement for students. Students in 3rd through 6th grade STAR test scores could end the TIP mandate for the school following the next testing period. Monk stated that the scores reflected the need for only 2 additional students scoring in the upper range to reach the test goal. The board approved the TIP. A more complete report on the Sulphur Springs Independent School District Board meeting can be found on ksstradio.com. Hopkins County United Way met for their report meeting.
Just need to report that pledges today from our last meeting are $22,644.20. It's 14% of our overall goal. Just want to remind everybody that October 16th we're going to be doing a Muddy Jakes has agreed to help us, and we're very appreciative of this. They'll be giving back a portion of their 10% of the events day sales to Hopkins County United Way. So I just want to encourage everybody to let those around them know that Muddy Jakes will be doing this, and encourage them to go out and get some chicken wings or hamburger or whatever tickles your fancy at Muddy Jakes. Just to kind of piggyback off of that, Panda Express will also be doing that. They'll be doing a give back promotion on let's see, that'll be October 25th, Thursday, October 25th. They'll be giving 20% of all event sales to Hopkins County United Way. So go take care of your Chinese fix on Thursday, October 25th. I know it'll be a great event, that and the Muddy Jakes event. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, October 17th at 9 a.m. Same location, same time. We're trying to wrap it up, the first, second week in November. We'd like to be finalizing numbers. I mean, obviously if money's still coming in, we're not going to turn it down, but
our last scheduled report meeting is on Wednesday, November 7th. Tuesday is election day, so we're going to skip that day. So we will meet for the last time on Wednesday, November 7th. So we want to know by that meeting for sure that we are at or over 165. Sorry, let me just double check. Here's where we are today. Here's our grand total to date. Yes.
Awesome. So 22,644 is where we were last meeting. We're going to add 4121 to that total today. Brings us to a total today of 26,765.20. And so that's probably going to put us closer to 20% of overall total. So good job. And then I expect some of the larger corporate donations to start rolling in here, and hopefully we can start adding some big numbers to that. But a lot of little numbers add up to big numbers too.
Yes,
so.
Absolutely.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
First in news, the Wildcats marching band attended their second contest in 3 days on Monday as they were in Mineola. Just like on Saturday, the band got rained on again right before their performance. We get more information from Wildcats band director Spencer Emmert.
We traveled to Mineola. The kids were all ready to go. We had got all ready for our second performance. Got to warm up. The sun was beautiful all day. Right as we got to warm up, the rain started. rain, poured down rain for about 10 minutes, just enough to make the field too wet for us to use our tarp, our grid tarp, which the Friday night crowd got to see Friday night. Unfortunately, that's a big part of our show. It is the way that we communicate the theme of our show. It is kind of a cool aspect of our show. And now we're 0 for 2 at contest because of weather, because getting to use it. However, the students had a great performance. They didn't let that throw them off. They really persevered and did fantastic. They ended up straight ones in the contest. All the 3 band judges gave the band a first division. The percussion judge gave the percussion kiddos a first division. Our guard received a first division, and our drum majors received a first division, which is the top rating. So that was a great day for the band kiddos as far as ratings go. They do give points also to create a ranking order for finals that evening. We actually ended up second in 5A, but just out of the finals rankings. There were 30 bands there, and there were the top 8 made the finals. So we were just out of that. But all in all, the directors were extremely pleased with the performance. We reviewed the video over the evening and showed it to the kids this morning, and it definitely was several levels up from even Saturday's performance, which is the goal. Yeah. I was told by multiple really influential judges and band directors how well the kids did, how well they're communicating the concept and playing. The marching was especially impressive, and these invitational contests, really the point of them is to get judges' critiques, get the performances under their belt, all in preparation for UIL, which UIL is next Tuesday. So we are on track for that, to have a great day and to have a great contest season. The invitational individual awards and kind of those things are just little icings on the cake. Unfortunately, we didn't get to experience our finals performance that we earned Saturday night, but we are looking forward to another invitational contest Saturday in Mount Pleasant. The kids are hungry for that, and they're ready to roll.
And now you've got critiques from 2 different invitationals or 2 contests, and so I guess there's a lot, or maybe not a lot, but some things to work on for you.
Yeah, we've got some things that we're still working towards. The thing with any type of performance assessed activity is that it can never be perfect. It can never be too good, I'll say. So we're never complacent. We're never kind of on autopilot or in a plateauing. We're always climbing that mountain to get it better and better, more clean, whether it be musical aspects, visual aspects, or the combination of the 2. It's just a complex activity. And these kids have been working their tails off for over 2 months now, and we're really seeing the results of that hard work.
In sports, Wildcats football coach Greg Owens had his weekly media gathering on Tuesday this week due to a scheduling conflict on Wednesday. Coach Owens focused on the Wildcats' opponent Friday at Lion Memorial Stadium, Ennis. He also talks about the Wildcats.
I think he's still trying to figure out who his team is, so it kind of puts us in a little bind because we don't know what offense to prepare for, really. And so, but they're kind of sloppy in some areas, but they overcome that with their athleticism that they've got, and really talented quarterback, probably the best running back we've seen thus far. In the backfield, they're really good there. I'm impressed with their offensive line. Those guys just come off the ball. I mean, it's just not playing around. They're coming to hit you in the mouth. And some of that's from Jack Alvarez, the previous coach that was there in his system. He was running. He's an offensive line coach, and it was just they're going to run right at you. And they won a state championship a couple of years ago doing that, and some really talented players. So got some good receivers too. Number 6, really good player, and so very, very impressed. And they haven't scored a bunch of points on offense. I can't put my finger on it why necessarily, but they got some talented guys and a quarterback again that can move, and he's elusive. And but they've just kind of been shortening games, I think, with their run game and just kind of getting right after you. So it's pretty impressive. They've got, I think I counted 15 sophomores on the varsity and 1 freshman. A comment was made, this might be their best, that sophomore class might be the most talented class that's ever come through Ennis. So a bunch of you don't just move those guys up, you're not playing them. So, we've got a couple guys starting in the secondary, a freshman starting in the secondary and returning punts, and some defensive linemen they keep rolling in there. So they've got a bunch of kiddos and I can't read all the numbers on the kickoff teams and the kickoff return teams because the video is not very clear. So I'm sure a bunch of those guys are those kiddos there too. So they're getting lots of reps with him, lots of playing time with him. So he's got plenty of depth and some inexperience. He's got a weird mix with all these sophomores and then some of these older kiddos that, but again, impressive group, and I know they're going to come and get after us and play extremely hard. So it'll be a challenge for us, and I think each week is a tougher week. I felt like from last week's ball game with Forney was better. I mean, you're kind of getting into this season now. Everybody's hitting game 5, 6, 7. Everybody's kind of figuring out their identity. I think we talked a little bit about that last week, and figuring out who they are. And so therefore, they're getting a little better. They're figuring out who the playmakers are, what they come from, what situation, those things. And last week the big tight end from Forney, number 10, man, what an impressive young man on the defensive side of the ball, on the offensive side of the ball. Little Jason Witten, I mean, he's the real deal. And so that they had some really good players, and that the running back was a really good too last week. I mean, he was very great vision, physical kid. He was a little bit bigger than I thought he was on previous video, but he's a kid that was patient and could hit it, and so that put us in the bind a little bit. So we're seeing that, and I think we talked about this in here. This is a kind of a smash mouth league. Everybody wants to run it. Everybody wants to come right at you. And then everybody has enough passing game to keep you honest, whether it be fast screens, we're raising up, throwing down the field. Last week against Forney, we blew some coverages, 2 coverages, and gave up 2 touchdowns just on safeties not getting in the spots where they're supposed to be. But then some of this passing game stuff is quick, and it's hard to get to the quarterback too on some of those things. So, it's an interesting league. Again, we're playing new people, new faces, and we're seeing a bunch of different things we haven't seen before. But we keep racking up some wins, and that's what the name of the game is.
Well, let's go back to Ennis just a second and have you kind of talk about their defense a little bit and how they've impressed you.
Defensively, up front, I mean, they're not overwhelmingly big, but they're quick. Their guys just jump around. I mean, there's some young guys that are playing on that D line. I've been really impressed with number 99. He's a guy that's a young guy, but you can tell he's really athletic. He's quick, gets off blocks. Just a young kid right now that's just not strong enough yet to go manhandle an offensive lineman. But he's pretty impressive with me. So I've been impressed by him. I don't know what Coach G is going to tell you, but that's the guy that keeps jumping out off the page at me. And with some other guys. I mean, there's a number 50 in there. He does the same thing. I mean, he's just a tough guy. And I think he's a sophomore too. No, he's a junior. I'm sorry, 50's a junior, but that young man's 6-foot kid and 220. I mean that's what we're kind of looking at. Probably the 230s, 220s, 215, somewhere in there. But the guys that can move around and get off blocks and our offensive line has got to improve from last week too. I thought we didn't lock on blocks and finish those things. So the challenge this week that I've challenged those guys with, especially interior guys, is get on them and get locked on and get a wide base. So some of that stuff we got to get after them because I think our size can surely help us, but we can't turn them loose. We got to get on them and finish blocks, not let them spin off like we did last week, which caused some headaches and some problems. So I think we're getting better at that, but I know it's definitely an emphasis right now in this part of the week, and will have to be on Friday night as well. Linebacker-wise, they move around again, pretty athletic guys. Just kind of run around and move things. In the secondary, they're young a little bit. Nobody's really tested them throwing the ball yet, so most people, again, in today, I don't know, everybody's running the ball back, kind of changing a little bit. So, but we'll try to test those guys, and we feel like that's one of our strengths too. So give them some things and get them tired, and hopefully tempo them and be able to go right at them. I'm not sure we're going to be successful all night just running straight at them. We're going to have to be quick and do some things and leverage them on the edges also. So I don't know. I feel like people are going to continue to attack us, going back to their offense, and I'm all over the place this morning. Sorry, but. Seeing D gap outside, we think we're going to see a lot of power, a lot of buck is what I think they're going to try to attack us because people have had a little success out there. So that's a challenge to our outside linebackers, and our safeties are filling the alleys and being better tacklers with that. But again, their number 3 is the real deal. I mean, he is a powerful, fast, elusive, quick guy. I mean, he's kind of the whole package a little bit. Hadn't seen him catch the ball a whole bunch, but the rest of the running game and stuff with him is really, really good.
They started with a couple of losses, but a lot of teams are going to lose to Waxahachie and Kaufman.
Yeah, Kaufman's exceptional. Kaufman, I think, probably shocked them a little bit. They're right down the road, and just moving up. But I've seen Kaufman in live, and they've got a running back, a quarterback, a slot receiver, a wide out, and a couple more guys that can flat run. And they can go, and they'll get after. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Their success in previous years, the past couple of years, and what they've been building over there, and that nucleus of this senior class they have expects to win. And it surely comes off by the way they play and how much they get after and how aggressive they are. And so they shocked them. And the Waxahachie, I don't know, that's not too much of a shock. Really, Waxahachie, I think, didn't they just move up to 6A?
Yeah.
And so they moved up, and they've been a power there with Kitna. The guy we played last week was with Kitna before, and they did a great job of scheming and all those things. So those kids are coached up well, and they've got some athletes in Waxahachie, and I know that's a big rivalry game with those guys, and so that's a big deal. And there's no shame in the people that have beaten them right now. So I mean, this is it's kind of a free for all right now. And in our league, you look at Corsicana that's undefeated in league play and is playing exceptionally well. And we don't have any losses. And then they've got one. They beat each other up. So we're all playing each other, and we'll see how this thing all shakes out. And I know we have to continue to get better. I wasn't really pleased with our performance last week. Had some opportunities to really take care of the ball game, and we didn't. So, and that was on both sides of the ball. We've just got some things we're still trying to figure out and try to clean up and doing that, and kind of a sloppy game on our part in some areas, and we've got to fix those things, and especially as we get into these guys. So challenged the kids yesterday. There's 5 left. So you seniors, this is a big deal right here. You better commit to it. 15 workouts, hard workouts left, really. And then we see what happens after that. So put the challenge to them every day, make it special, make it important. Get serious about where you're at, understand your deficiencies and what you've got to work on and what you've got to fix. And so that was the challenge yesterday. I thought yesterday's practice was good. We're pretty focused. Wasn't real physical, and it was just insertion day and figuring it all out. So today will be a little more physical, get after it and simulate it as best we can the opponent. But the big deal is to be ready to get it going on Friday night and get after it, and got a nice little road trip and all that kind of stuff to get there, and new surroundings we've never been in. I don't know. You guys may know the history of playing in this. I don't know that they've ever played. So
Well, what I saw was they've, I think, played 7 times since 1947.
Yeah.
And Silver Springs has won 4 and lost 3. That's what I saw in
the most recent time you seen anything?
was the playoff game
Okay.
at Lindale.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did play them there. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was in that game.
Well, that was either by district or area.
That was by district.
It
That's a by district ball game. Yeah, that's the year they won it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 2 years ago. They won it. We had them. We fumbled on the 1 going in, and we got a 4th down conversion on the 40. So yeah, I was at that ball game.
I think we were throwing into the end zone to try to either
Yeah.
onside kick or either that, or we might have been trying to tie. It was the best game I think they had on their run to the state.
It was. We had them on the ropes for their had chance, and we had our opportunities, and we just couldn't finish them off. And they had some nice athletes on the other side too. And we remember we caused multiple turnovers. So it's a tough kid. It's a great athlete. Got to line up and play. That's why you play him.
I think of Coach Harrell back in the day, he was really of course it might have been he had one of those Harrells was quarterback. He may not have that gunslinger anymore, but I think of wide open offense kind of, this is really, he may be coaching what he's got.
Well, I remember studying him back, like you said, when they were making the runs with his sons and those guys. They were sure fun to go watch. Go to Texas Stadium and see those guys sling it all over the place, and those guys could play. And when I went and played in the league, Texas Tech, I mean, there's some players, and they were sure fun to watch. And we studied those guys a lot because a lot of us were starting to throw the ball at that time. But still, the basis to everything he did was a run game. He wanted to run the football first and then be able to go sling it. So a lot of power stuff, a lot of things inside with the B-back, and even then doing some things with that. I just remember all that stuff. And we got a quarterback who can do those things. He's got a nice little quarterback, but he's not committed yet to throwing the ball. He's still saying we're going to run the football first, and the kid will put you in the bind because the kid, one of those deals. How hard do you come after him? Because he's elusive and he can run and he's quick, and so he's made some people pay.
You like where your team is right now?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think I think these guys, again, the challenge yesterday, just how serious this is. I mean, they're just kind of floating along in my mind. I mean, you don't need flood insurance till you have a flood. You know how that works. So all these things the coach goes through, you think about, we got to prepare for this. Well, the kids don't see that. They don't understand all that. The seriousness that they need, hey, take this serious. This is what's fixing to happen in this ball game. I don't want to look up and say, see, I told you so, So, then everybody's sad, and then we're all going to be crying and laugh till it's over. So, so the thing here now is for us just to be serious about what we're doing, understand our prep, and then the bottom line is for us making plays. The other night we came out flat. I don't know why we were flat, but we came out flat, the first half and played pretty good but we didn't play with a whole lot of emotion. It was just kind of one of those deals, and we kind of woke up the second half, and here we go, and recovered a little kickoff and all that stuff, and that kind of started really flipping the momentum, and then we give a turnover and let them back in the thing. So it's just little stuff, and then on that one turnover, I mean three bad things happened right there at that one little spot, and a bad block, a bad route, and then a drop ball, and then we sit there and look at it. So there's 4. As I keep going, I probably can think of some more, but those are the things that they got to keep their focus, and this is what your challenge is with teenagers, is just trying to stay focused and understand the moment, and you can't just let your emotions get down and you start going through the motions.
The Wildcats and Lady Cats cross-country teams had very good days at the district cross-country meet Monday in Mount Pleasant, and we get results from cross-country coach Ross Hicks.
We had a great day. It was a good day to run. I'm glad we got it in. Today we might have a little weather, so we had a beautiful day to run yesterday, and we had some great results with the girls finishing third and advancing to regionals, and the boys winning district for the first time in 9 years. So it was a great day. We're all advancing to regionals as a team. So I was very proud with the effort and with really everything that went on yesterday.
Let's start with the guys, and how did they run?
All right. They ran very well. They all ran, personal best. It started at the top with Landon Thornton. He finished second. He was wedged in between 2 guys who both went to state last year as individuals, and so he's right up there on that level and having a great season, very consistent, just leading the team each week. And then not far behind him in 6th and 7th place were Christian Palomino, a junior, and Eli Sellers, and they've been battling. They've been our second, third, whatever order all year, and
Are they tethered together?
Yeah, it seems like they are, and they had another great race. They were kind of left all by themselves. When there's only 6 teams in the race, they kind of found no man's land. But luckily they had each other to push each other, and they both ran personal best on that course. So then in 4th we had Nabian Ramirez, a junior, who he ended up finishing 10th overall, and he was in about 15th or 16th, and behind some Mount Pleasant guys and some Royce City guys, and that last 800 meters he made a big move past about 5 people and that really helped our team score. And then finally we had our freshman Jose Mejia finish 5th, and Andrew Escobar 6th, right together, right at about 18th and 19th place. So we really needed those points as well. And then finally we had Rhett Reed also in 7th, who did a great job. So we ended up winning by 4 points over Mount Pleasant. So it was pretty close. Mount Pleasant, they gave us a run, and but that makes it fun, and they definitely pushed us.
And let's Lady Cats now.
Right. So again, we were led by junior Sydney Washburn. She had a great race. I think she might have somehow ended up almost taking a wrong turn for a second, and then got back on track, and so she finished 4th overall. So she was a little bit disappointed in that, but she had a good race, and so I was pleased with how she competed. In 2nd place, we had a sophomore, Mari Flecker, who's just come on very strongly this year, and just got out to a strong start and just held it. And so it was a very gutsy race, and it paid off for her, finishing right outside the top 10 in 12th place. Then we had another couple right together, another sophomore, Landry McKinney, and then a senior, Bailey Arrington. They ran together basically the whole race, and they were right inside the top 20, 18th and 19th, and they had a good race. They both you could just see the effort and the focus on their faces as they came by, and so I was really pleased with the way that they competed. And then finally, fifth, we had fifth we had Caitlin Farrell, our senior, obviously our second senior. So she actually started out towards the back, and then she got going, and she was able to move up consistently throughout the race. And her and Bailey Arrington, they're our seniors. They've been stable ever since I've been here, and so we're gonna miss those two. But we got one more race to go out and do good things. And then finally we had our sixth runner was a freshman, Jessica Yanez, who's just done great and came such a long way this year. And she beat some people that really helped us, firm up that third place spot. And then also we had a junior, Ashley Noe, who had a good race, and you can just tell the effort and the focus that she had as well. And so I was very pleased with the way that the day went, and how they competed as a team, and really rallied around each other to get that third spot and go advance to regionals.
Who were the top two in the district?
And top two in the district were Mount Pleasant. They've been strong the last few years, and then Royce City. So we were about 10 points behind Royce City, and so we knew they were going to be tough, but we knew we would give them a run, and I think we did. We kind of came in as the underdogs, and we gave them a run. This is one of our better scores since I've been here, and so I was really pleased with the way that they competed.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.